Before I proceed with this video, I understand some of you just probably want to skip ahead to the parts where we showcase all the weapons in the jungle biome. Well, if you want to do that, consider scrolling down, look in the description, you will see everything is chaptered. So if there's a certain weapon that you think, oh wow, I really need to see what that looks like, well, it's all chaptered there, just skip ahead, the options provided to you. So good day everybody, hope you're doing alright. Recently, with the jungle biome being released, I went ahead and made some videos showcasing clothing and armor and seeing how effective it is as green camouflage in the jungle. So this video over here, showcasing all the primitive clothing and armor, what with ponchos and burlap clothing, a nice video that you might want to consider watching. And of course, I made a sequel which basically focused tier 3 armor, tier 2 armor, hoodie and pants, and jackets. So remember, if you want to skip ahead and give that a good look, it's all chaptered there, it's all provided in such a nice, neat manner. Now, in this particular video, I also kind of highlighted a decent amount of green weapons, and it kind of dawned on me that I think a lot of people actually want to see more of that, showcasing them, talk about those prices and whatnot. So, alright, that's what we're here for. I'm going to showcase to you a decent amount of weapon skins, and you can tell me, oh, actually, that looks good, or oh, wow, actually, it's not quite nice. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you tons of weapon skins and whatnot. We'll be here forever. But I want to give you a nice variety, and you should kind of get the good idea of, you know what, I think we don't need to see everything. I think I can put two and two together and realise, you know what, maybe this is just enough to see. Like, if certain skins are, like, effective with a certain colour type, you'll probably put two and two together and realise the one that's very similar in style or whatnot would be just as effective. So, cool. That's essentially what we got, figured out during this video here. All green clothing and armor is effective in the jungle. Yes, some might be better than others, but even the super cheap stuff is very effective as camouflage in the jungle. So, cool. Right then, so I should also point out I have made a short video recently talking about green AK47s, kind of highlighting the Divine Bloom AK right there. But after doing that, I realised, you know what, I think people really do like this. I think they want to see more of it. So I felt motivated to go ahead and do this video right here. So let's go over to here then, and let's just go through some skins that I've picked out. Some of them are Twitch drops, some of them haven't even left the Rust store yet. So let's get started. Bird of Luck MP5. Now, it's a dark green colour scheme, but it does have some other colours on it and whatnot. But who knows what price this will be in the future. It's kind of gone up, it's kind of gone down. It's just currently sitting here at $2 as of now, as of May 13, 2025. So, yes, I'm not sure if you would be watching this like a couple days later after the release, maybe a month later, maybe a year later. Prices will vary. I'm aware of that, but you need to be aware of that too, okay? Now, I have a Chrome extension called Steam Inventory Helper, which allows me to see more listings and, see more barters and whatnot. If you ever were curious of that, it's Steam Inventory Helper. But based on what I see here, no, that looks to be pretty stable, looks to be pretty alright. If I look at the sales history, yeah, it's been, well, let's see, somewhat stable to a point. Let me remove the blue lines, that's liquidity, but yeah, it's been doing reasonably okay. So perhaps this will always be a fairly decent $2 price, but perhaps you might want to consider some other skins. So over to here, we'll then take a look at Cybercode. Now this costs a little bit more. It is very dark green. It's kind of like black, but with some very dark green shading to it. You will see it in a second, you'll understand. But yep, if we just look at this, very thin, that could probably rise up over the course of the summertime, we'll see. But yeah, get a look at that. And if we look at sales history, you'll see that it's slowly been trending upwards. If you focus the green line, let me remove the liquidity, I'm sorry. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, so perhaps that might be working out better. But you've got to be aware that, good couple years back, MP5s used to be a whole lot more enjoyable, and then changes were made with the dreaded recall update. So, okay, cool. Moving on, here we have the Tank MP5. This is, well, a lot older, and right now, it costs $23. Well, the cheapest one is listed as that. That's just basically all dark green. And we've already made this point before. In the shaded parts of the jungle, green clothing and armor is very effective. And the darker ones, the darker green tone ones, such as Reptile Hunter, for example, they're basically invisible. So maybe a nice dark green weapon might help it out even better. Well, we'll give that a good look, don't you worry. But yeah, giggle at that. Not that many listings, and chances are that price won't be changing anytime soon. So I could scroll down, look and see. Yeah, well, actually, there you go. Do you notice when the recall update happened? So yeah, it has been trending upwards though, and with the recent jungle update announcement and whatnot, whoosh, look at all that. So cool. Alright then, so that's looking pretty interesting. But of course, I can't help but not showcase the Oilrats and Riqqeloff MP5 Twitch drop as well. So that has like all the transparency you could ever wish for, and chances are you currently already own that because it was given away for absolutely free in late 2024. So, okay, cool. We'll give that a good highlight, a good showcase. Over to here. Tier 3 Thompson. Not too pricey, $1.38. It is dark green. It has a useful red aim sight, and I thought this would be a great skin to showcase. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Has its, price been over the past couple of years? Yeah, since, May 2023. It initially was doing quite alright, then it went down, went up a bit, down, It's somewhat stable, but after today, perhaps it might change. The showcase might show that it's actually a very useful, interesting little skin, skin to enjoy and whatnot. So, okay, that's looking pretty sweet. Over to here, Slime Monster. This was a Halloween skin, a bit lighter green, a bit goofy with its design with all the eyeballs all around it, but it is a green Thompson. If we could scroll down, price seems to be held up quite nicely. I scroll down a little bit more, look at sales history, and it has been more expensive in the past, but it is trending upwards quite nicely. So something to consider. A nice looking Thompson. Will be showcasing this as well. Now over to here, I showcased this in the tier 3, tier 2 hoodie and pants and jackets video. That is a very nice dark green design, not super reflective, very useful if you don't want to get noticed very easily. So that is currently looking pretty strong at $2.65. Not that expensive, is it? But there's not that many listings as well. If I look at sales history, you may notice that, yes, with the jungle update, it did get quite a bit of a peak in interest, and it's now starting to trend upwards. So after today, with this video, what do you reckon? Could it start to get appreciated a whole lot more? We'll see. Now, I'm moving on to double barrel shotguns, and well, as of now, this double barrel shotgun is still in the Rust store. By the time this video is released, chances are, yes, it is now in circulation, but this is in the Rust store at $2.49, and I have been questioning a lot what might happen in regards to its price, because we only have one other dark, double barrel shotgun, that being this Bamboo Blaster. You can see that this is actually doing a very good job in terms of being a profitable skin, but in general, double barrel shotgun skins have not been very good as investments. But this shot here, that's doing good. Is it because of the jungle update? I don't think so. It's mainly due to the fact that it sold next to nothing. This only has like 4,500 subscribers, whereas the Croco double barrel shotgun has about, twice as much, almost triple, 12-ish thousand. So, I thought it'd be a nice thing to consider showcasing. I'm going to sit in a bush and wait for people to pass by, and then I'll pounce. So yeah, I thought that'd be a nice thing to showcase, and with that, I'll be showcasing the Bamboo Blaster as well then. But how many of these are actually available? That's going to be a bit of a concern in the future, because hardly any sales when it was in the Rust store, hardly any listings on the Steam market. Unfortunately, if you're looking for a cheap one, it's probably not going to be easy as time goes on. Croco double barrel shotgun might be a lot more approachable. Bamboo SAR. So we've got a decent amount of SAR skins to showcase to you. Bamboo SAR, a nice light green option. Does have the red wrapping on it, but maybe when you're in the shade and whatnot, it won't matter too much. At a distance away, you're probably not even going to notice the red. The hands, the arms are going to cover the red parts here. It shouldn't be too much of a concern. But yeah, $1.62, nice and approachable, affordable. Scroll down, look at sales history. What do we see? Well, I can confirm to you, it goes up and down a fair bit, but it's like it hardly ever goes above like $2 that much. So yeah, okay, a nice thing to consider. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that. Over to here, green Snakebite SAR. So this was the Snakebite SAR that was accepted a good few years back. Then we got another one. I'll show that in a bit, in a second. But because of that whole weird thing that happened, this ended up having to kind of get a new entity on the Steam market, because we had Snakebite SAR, and then a new Snakebite SAR appeared. So that got changed to green Snakebite SAR, and then, well, a lot of people jumped onto it. Its value kind of just spiked up, even though technically speaking, it's always been around and it wasn't even worth that much initially. But yep, jungle update comes out, loads of people looking for a green skin, and well, that has been appreciated. That is now $7.40. So we go over to here, and here's the newer Snakebite SAR. Darker green, not that reflective, only $1. Only $1. But this inherited the sales history of the original Snakebite SAR, so you'll see this over here. That's been out since 2018? No! Weird things happen, like I said, but very recently, as you'll notice, it was going down, 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 down. Oh, jungle update. but now it's starting to go down again. So with a good showcase today, perhaps people would probably realise this is actually pretty useful in the jungle biome. Now if we go over to here, Ruin SAR, you know what we're about to showcase a little bit later, but first of all, this Ruin SAR, nice light green option. Yes, it's got the red wrappings as well, but from a distance away, you're just not going to really notice it that much. Only 12 listings, what gives? Well, jungle update. People saw it, and they were like, oh, I better go buy all the green weapons, the green clothing armor and whatnot. And well, here we are. It's been pretty stable since, the update. It looks like it's still trending upwards, but for a fairly decent amount of time, wasn't that expensive, just barely over $1. Jungle update announcement, now here we are. It's pushing up to $3, and maybe it'll be going up even higher considering there's next to nothing there. So we'll see. Now over to here, AK47s, off we go. Elite Crate AR, it is the cheapest option I believe at, well, just $1. Yes, it's got orange parts, but again your arms will cover all of that. From a distance away people really wouldn't notice the orange. It's a consideration. I've already showcased Elite Crate Tier 3. We've had that discussion with the orange straps. From a distance away you could not see them. So I think a lot of people are just a little bit scared, judging it from what they can see here. But honestly, you don't have that much to worry about, and it's only $1. So yeah, only 45 listings as well. Do take that into consideration, but this is probably the best budget option you could think of, especially if you run around with some Elite Crate Tier 3 and whatnot. So looking pretty good, and yeah, been cheap for a very long time. So cool. Over to here, we have the Tier 3 AR. Oh, that's actually the cheapest now. They're both basically $1, these first two AKs, but as you may notice, not that many listings. Price is keeping it up as of now, but after today's showcase, maybe a lot more people will feel a bit more interested. You may notice it's actually starting to trend upwards. Oh yippee, it went up by 10 cents. But honestly, don't be fooled, this is a very useful AK, and we'll show that off in a bit. Now over to here, Divine Bloom. So some funny things have happened with this somewhat recently. This was an Easter 2025 skin. Didn't sell that much when it was in the Rust store. Pair that up with the fact that it is a very nice light green AK with some gold trim. There's a certain other light green AK that we're about to see in a second that's gotten up in price. It's risen up in price quite a lot, and people have had to start look around for other alternative options. I think people are looking at this because if I could just scroll down and show this to you, yeah, we've been seeing some spikes in buyouts and whatnot. Not sure what's going on, but considering that there's not really that many of them that were bought. In theory, there's not that many of them in circulation. In theory, I think people are starting to jump onto this, and they're considering it as a nice alternative to another AK, which I'll showcase to you in a second. But first of all, Sunken Treasure AK. I was on my stream, I was discussing with my chat, and yeah, this was another interesting green AK that I didn't consider. So, $2.56, only 10 listings. This came out, God, how long ago? Well, if we go to the workshop, I'll find out. This was originally made back in 2019. Well, that's 6 years old then. Yeah, I really don't think there's that many of them. In fact, just to confirm, scroll down, look at the subscriptions. There's only 6,800. So there's actually less of these compared to the Divine Bloom. Interesting, yes. So, okay, it's around the same price. Well, actually, no, Divine Bloom's gone down now, but that right there, is it always going to be $2.56? We'll get a good look at it in game, don't worry. Over to here, Military Camo AK47, very old, but appreciated. So, in the jungle, ever since we found out about the update, this has actually risen up very nicely, which you'll see as we look over to here. So, since June of last year, it was trending downwards. Oh, look, jungle update. So, just before this announcement, the jungle, selling for $3, now it's pushing up and above $5. A nice improvement. So we'll go give this a good looking game. We also happen to have the fish AK. I guess you might want to pair up with the primitive fish collection using that. Maybe we'll get some more fish collection skins like tier 3 and whatnot in the future. Are you from the future? Can you tell me? Feel free to comment below. But yes, that right now is $4.76. Will it potentially go higher? We'll see. But it has been appreciated as of recent. As I scroll down, you'll see that, yeah, it was a much higher price at one point. And it goes down, goes up. It's been fairly stable since this, jungle update has been out. But just before, just a little bit less than $3. But now, pushing up close to $5. How very, very interesting. And here we are, the Ruin AK. So for good several years now, this has been appreciated as the the green AK of choice. You go put on your full force raiders. You go whip that out, and it's been, it's been enjoyed, appreciated. It has now risen up to $9 though. So in reference to what I was saying, Divine Bloom, it appears people have been looking at that, considering this is now going up to $9. So when we go on game and showcase them, you can tell me if they're good counterparts or not. Anyway, scroll down, you'll see that as of recent, it has been appreciated ever more so. Because just before we had this announcement of the Jungle Update, as you may see here, this is only kind of sitting around just under $4. That's basically doubled in price. Interesting, very, very, very interesting. Another very interesting detail to bring up as well is that the skin creator, Bad Trip and Hulk, they're actually considering trying to get some more ruined skins produced. So there's a set. If you're from the future, feel free to comment below. Did they actually get more skins made and accepted? I'd like to know. So yeah, okay. So that is that's pretty expensive. But comparing it to all the other weapons or the other AKs, is it justified? Why don't we go in game now, go through all those skins in order of what we just showcased, and let's go see how they fare. Right, so here we are. Wait, where is he though? I thought we had to showcase an MP5. Well, I'm also here to showcase whether it's nice camouflage. But can you actually see the man? Where is he standing? Well, if I just move over to here, there we go. Alright, so this is the budget option for some clothing and armor. UFO tier 3, standard green hoodie. We have forest camo pants, fish road sign kilt, standard boots with some tactical gloves. And of course, what are those tactical gloves holding? This Bird of Luck MP5. Get a good look at that. I know I insinuated there's some more colour to it, which you can see right there. But in terms of how we were trying to find them just a minute ago, that was pretty hard, wasn't it? So, what are your opinions? Do you like what you see here? Now, I could also move about. Aim down. I'm looking at you, buddy. Right, but yeah, honestly, that's a perfectly fine looking MP5. And if you're curious, this is the visibility he has. He had absolutely no issue spotting you, if you could like fly and whatnot. Point is, as you can see, it's pretty effective, not too expensive. Altogether, this whole set with this MP5, probably about $10. Food for thought, isn't it? So why don't we go ahead and showcase some other MP5s then? Okay, so next up, I've moved the sun about, and we're here to take a look at a Code MP5. Get a good look at this design here. It is dark green. It's hard to tell. Like, is it like a black body with all the matrix all over it? Cool design though, we'll give it that. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Does that look nice? Does that match up quite nicely? I mean, it is a budget option. Anyway, let's just see if we can take control of myself. Oh, I have life. I have life, and I'm taking yours. But yeah, not too bad. In the shade, it's probably better off, so we could just tinker with that. Come on now, son. There we go. And now let's duck. Aim down. It's pretty good. Can't complain for what it is. And if you're curious, let's just quickly see what he sees. Now, this has a standard, like, very dark aim sight. Should be pretty alright. I mean, depends how, good you are with the standard aim sight. Maybe you might want to just stick with using a hollow sight, perhaps. Choice is up to you. But overall, I think that works very nicely. Not too expensive. It's a nice option. So let's now go ahead and showcase another MP5. I've moved. Can you spot me? Quickly pause and see how long it takes you. Alright then, so let's go ahead and move. And I'm just over here. Yes, I was quite out in the open. Just trying to set the tone that, you might sit and say, oh, but that wasn't too hard. Honestly, if it took you like a second or two, this guy's got the advantage. He's going to aim faster and shoot you faster. But this right here is a $22 MP5. Do you reckon it blends quite nicely with what I'm wearing? It's not exactly a cheap option, is it? And the previous two, well, they're definitely a lot more affordable, definitely a lot more approachable. But yeah, dark green design, perfectly fine from what I can see. But here's the thing I should bring up. I have a very pale character, and I've had a lot of people bring this up. Basically, there is a bit of advantage based on what pigment you have with your character. So, if I could just quickly take control. Okay, yeah, so here he is. He's moving about. Yeah, there's nothing really salvaging this. Yeah, as much as I'd like to stand in here, it's going to obstruct my own view. So, you're going to see like a difference. Why don't I just quickly change this right now? And here you go. So, now look at that. If we could just go back into the shadows. Yeah. It makes me wonder, like, at some point in the future, will we ever be able to customize our characters? Feel free to comment below what your thoughts are in regards to that. And also, if you're curious, like, let's just move a little bit more outward, like where we were just a second ago. This is the vision. This is what they could see. And again, if it takes you maybe 1 second too long, oh, they spot you first. You're down. But yeah, a fairly old looking design for a fairly old looking skin. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's move on to the next skin. Okay. I've hidden myself again. Can you find me? Feel free to pause and try your best. But if I was to just kind of give you a little bit of help, I'll move the sun around maybe a little bit. Maybe that could help you out. I'll give you a nice, interesting little theory based on, well, the evolution of humans. Thousands upon thousands of years ago, there was, much bigger animals, big predators, and they would obviously hunt humans if they could. And with humans previously being prey animals, apparently that's helped us being able to distinguish far many more colours of green compared to all the other colours of like the spectrum of what we can, see or perceive. So, yeah, the fact that I just moved the sun there, did it help you out? Can you spot him? Come on then, let's show you where he is, because he is just over to here. Yes, showcasing that brand new, very lovely looking Twitch drop MP5 that was given away late last year in 2024. With great thanks to Mr. Riqqeloff and, of course, Mr. Oilrats for dropping this. Alright then, so, a lot of you already have this for free, but if you don't currently own it, I'm very sorry, but you cannot get this anymore. I thought it was an interesting thing to bring up, and of course, if I could just like quickly showcase myself here, let's take control. Yes, if there's people coming around, if I can hear them, I'll just quickly hide in my little bush. No one's going to be able to spot me in here. So yeah, I think it works quite nicely. But the second I moved the sun, I think quite a few of you probably did notice it's a very unique shade of green compared to all the other foliage and whatnot. But, just hide it behind a leaf like that and you're good. Now, if I could just show you their vision, yeah, they could see everything perfectly fine. And this same site, gotta give props. You might think, oh no, green aim sight, not very good in the jungle foliage or the grassy greens and whatnot. No, it actually is working like reasonably fine. It has like a black outline that you can see right there. The transparency, also an extra bonus. That is perfectly visible. I see no issues with that. Maybe don't like hide behind a leaf. I could even like move the sun around just to kind of showcase it like so. If I had have a little bit more light, come on, help me out here. There we go. Yeah, even better. So, what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. And with that, shall now go ahead and take a look at the next batch of weapons. Okay, time for Thompsons. Where are they? Well, you tell me. If I could just adjust the sun a bit. Oh, come on. There we go. Can you see them? Have you spotted them? Let's now move over to here. Yes, just over there you'll spot that they're just basically kind of standing there. But here we are. In this particular instance, I'm using Sunken Tier 3 paired up with a Cell Road Sign kilt. I am using flashbacks, hoodie and pants, standard boots, and tactical gloves. But in this particular instance, we are using a Tier 3 Thompson. The cheapest option at early $1.40 currently as of now, as of May 13, 2025. It has a very notable, helpful red aim sight. After talked about that MP5 just a second ago, yeah, it still is helpful. Right then, so let's just take a quick look at me. Maybe I want to move around. We can get a quick look and see how that is. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna quickly go in here. No one's gonna spot me that easily, right? No one can see me that easily. Come on, let's just move the sun around a bit as well. Come on, give me some shade. Yeah, no one can spot me. I'll just put my head under here as well. But yeah, no. All of that together right now, that'll probably set you back maybe about $20. Not too pricey, but I think people could consider it. And what's their view looking like? Well, over to here. If I was standing where I was just a second ago, I could see everything reasonably alright. This red aim sight, even in the shade, it helps me quite considerably. So, overall, what are your thoughts? Would you like to consider this? Or maybe we should at least look at all the other Thompsons. Why don't we go ahead and do that, just that? Right, in this particular instance, let's do something a little bit different. Let's have some movement. So, how quickly can you spot the man? Let's move. So in the jungle, just got some valuables. I need to make it back to base. Or maybe you might need to build up a brand new base, who knows? Well, keep your eyes open. Keep looking around. Make sure you don't get hurt. Maybe I should climb up that tree there. Maybe I'll get a nice little vantage point. So if I go over to here, but was I safe? Did I make it a one piece? What if I just reverse a little bit? What if I just adjust the time, move the sun around? Maybe you might have spotted the person standing just over to here. So, get a good look at that. In this particular instance, we are holding a Slime Monster Thompson. It's fairly bright, but after looking at that MP5 Twitch drop just a couple minutes back, we kind of understand that it doesn't really matter too much. Get a good look. Perfectly fine, somewhat scary look design. It was a Halloween skin, just remember. But yeah, how about we go ahead and just take control? Okay, I have life. Right then, so there's people over there. I better go hide. So overall, not too bad. Move the sun around. Let's get some shade. Oh, that'll do. Yeah, okay. It doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. Conceal yourself. Looking pretty alright right there. And we're probably wondering how, what's his point of view like? Well, there's a big leaf. But even when I was just basically just slightly in front, yeah. It is a dark green aim sight. Probably not the best for the jungle from what you can see here. So let's actually move out. Let's get a good look at the skin right now. Let's get some lighting. Come on, sun, where are you? I need to get a good look at this Thompson here. There we go. Yep. Perhaps this might not be the best option. You might have preferred the previous Thompson, but shouldn't always be that pricey. But maybe we have another Thompson to take a look at. Okay. Let's just envision that I actually managed to get to the tree. Swung over to here. Better go get it down, Oh, there's a train just over there. I've got some fuel. Maybe I could get a nice quick trip over to there. I should probably be alright. So let's just go down here. Landed on my feet. Now let's move over. Let's get over to the train. Everything should be alright. Surely. Right? No issues? No problems? Well, you probably would have noticed there was someone waiting for you just right there. There you are. That dastardly wicked man with his Artefact Thompson in hand. Yes, it's all dark green. A very nice, interesting, well, runic sort of design, I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess we could agree on that. If you know a different way of describing it, feel free to comment below. But yeah, look at that. Matches up very nicely with the clothing armor I'm wearing. And, well, I guess, I could take control. I mean, what's he meant to do? Like, just walk behind here? Yeah, that's good camouflage, isn't it? Ah, you idiot, I'm going to shoot you now. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's just see what his vision was like, because he could just, literally there, like, it's been staring at you the whole time. But that one was kind of like easy. You probably spotted him the second that we were up there. But I thought it was something different to showcase. And, well, are you impressed with this Thompson? Not too pricey. It's probably the, well, the most full dark green option we have for a Thompson. You can bring up the tier 3, but it's got like all those doodles on the side and whatnot. At the end of the day, all the Thompsons I've showcased, they're not that expensive. So maybe that's something for you to consider. The aim sight, though, it is dark green, not super helpful, but look for an aim sight. Well, holo sight is what I meant to say. The red could probably guide you, that big red sort of gem thing, but yeah. Feel free to comment below what your thoughts are, and maybe we could go ahead and start looking at some other weapons. So I've had just a lovely little run through this gas station. Well, I mean, might have missed one box there. Shh. Anyway, I've had a fun little stroll in there, grab some lilies, and oh, there's one over there. Oh, I could probably go grab that. Quick little run over, and bam, you've been pounced on. Because over to here, just lying in wait, a very devilish man has been waiting for you. Now, I would crouch if I could, but I can't. I'm very sorry about that. But yep, he's just been waiting, lurking for someone to come along and take the bait. Oh, did it look ever so succulent and juicy? You fool. So in this particular instance, I am wearing the standard green hoodie with the forest camo pants, standard boots, tactical gloves. This instance, I am wearing a ghillie suit jacket, forest camo bandana, and a flashbacks right helmet. And here we have the Croco double barrel shotgun, the perfect weapon to pounce upon some unsuspecting prey. Oh yes, indeed. So yeah, I thought this would be a fun little showcase here. I thought this is the best way to showcase how to utilize it. Perhaps you could probably think of some more fun ways, but come on now, it was pretty silly. Now, if I were to go ahead and take control, so with that, oh, I'm just waiting and itching for them to appear, and when they do, poof, poof. So yeah, what are your thoughts? And you might be wondering, oh, but what can they see? Well, not a lot, but it's all right because their vision's based on movement. But come on now, let's go stand out here. Let's just go give this a good look. So yeah, there is the Croco double barrel shotgun, a very cool looking design. And it wouldn't surprise me if we do potentially see a lot more of these being made. That being like more Croco weapons. An AK would be pretty sweet. But I am aware that there is a SAP currently on the workshop. I would have showcased semi-automatic pistols as well, but I thought, yeah, I think people would only really care about the big guns. So if you'd like to question that, feel free to comment below. But yeah, there you are. He saw you. Not unfortunately. I don't think you saw him. Okay, let's just say I did a run through the ziggurat. Got all my loot. Gonna make a run for it. Get down the stairs. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna get home nice and safe. I'm sure everything's gonna be A-okay. Alright. No, I'm afraid not. I think you've just been pounced on. Nah, you're kidding me. I couldn't see a thing. Or could you? Oh, let's just adjust the sun around. Perhaps you might notice something right about now. Oh, something's just shined. If I could just move my eyes over to here. Oh, look at that. There's a man waiting for me. He just waited until I run out, all stupid like. He's blasted my head off, and now he's run off with all my loot, whilst I lay on the ground, breathing my last breath. But yes, this is the bamboo double barrel shotgun. It is a nice dark green, as you can see right here. And, well, if I could just quickly take control of myself. Yeah, all he has to do is just lay in wait, maybe crouch a bit, maybe just move back over here. All the leaves are covering most of my body. But my vision, you're probably wondering, oh, what's that like then? So if we could just quickly take control. And there you are. He could see everything. All he had to do was just wait. Ridiculous, isn't it? Now, come on, be honest. Did you actually spot them? You probably were basically anticipating it because it was going to probably be a little bit obvious based on the pathway, but no, seriously. So, overall, very similar in terms of the design with the Croco, except, this is made out of bamboo. Dark green, useful, helpful, $3? Well, as of now, might be different in the future. But yeah, did you like that? And, well, with that, shall we now move on to the next weapon? On the move once again. I want to get out of this dreaded jungle. There's too many things that keep popping out at the last second. I need to just get out, get to the river. I could swim my way to freedom, right? Yeah. I'm sure you spotted him. Yeah, over to here. Just lying in wait. And when the time is right, pounce. So in this particular instance, he is wearing a full Reptile Hunter set with the standard boots and tactical gloves. But in here, what's that? Oh, that is the bamboo SAR. Did you even notice the SAR? Did you even notice the red wrapping? Right, come on, let's just move back a bit. Let's just move the sun around, see if we can notice him a little bit better. There you go, that helps. So, yeah, what are your thoughts? A very affordable SAR skin right there in front of you. But I am kind of like real in the bushes there, the plants. So what if I could just quickly take control? I have control. So yeah, if I could just move forward a little bit, get a good view of that. Yeah, it's a lighter green, it's got red in it, but I don't think anybody really noticed as we're moving along. If anything, you'd have saw my face, my pale, pale face. So yeah, what are your thoughts in regards to that? If I could just move backwards a bit, so I was like about there, and then you can see the visuals this guy had. Yeah, that's what they could see. More than enough to pounce, to strike. But when you look at the actual aim sight here as well, it is dark green. Nothing super helpful. There is a bit of like metal, like a darker sort of pigment at the very top of the aim sight, as if it's like worn out. Not sure if that's going to be super helpful, but yeah, that's the Bamboo SAR. So, shall we move on to the next skin? Okay, same spot, let's move. You know exactly where to look, but this is a good showcase of reptile hunter in the jungle as well, so is it easy to spot them? Yeah, that's it's pretty hard, isn't it? Look at that. Oh. So, we're here to mainly talk about this particular SAR right here in front of me. That right there is the green Snakebite SAR. Originally, the Snakebite SAR, but as we've already said, another one appeared and they just basically changed the name of this one. So, get a good look at that. A very ferocious looking creature right there. Oh, goodness. Now, if I could just take control of myself. Duck, duck, move. Alright, so, yes, get a good look at that. A very nice, interesting design for the SAR. Alright, now let's just move myself back a bit like we were. And what's the visual? What can he see in his point of view? Quite a lot still, yeah. No issues. But in regards to the aim sight here, well, it's not exactly the best. That is a standard aim sight, just basically metallic as you can see. Not super helpful. But like I said, the design does look very interesting. So, yeah. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's move on and showcase the next skin. Ah. Well, this is pretty familiar, isn't it? Well, you should know where to look then, shouldn't you? So, if we could just move on out of here. Do you know where they are? Can you see them? Can you spot them? Well, if I could just turn my eyes over to here, they are there the whole time, just waiting for you to run back out. How evil. How devilish, but yes, look at that. A very nice dark green SAR right here in front of us, the Snakebite SAR. So just to clarify, the one we saw previously is the green Snakebite SAR. This is called just the Snakebite SAR, right? I know it sounds a bit silly. So anyway, if we could just quickly take control. Oh, there you go. Maybe you hide the bushes a little bit more. Can't see him now. I'm not sure what he can see though, but he can still see reasonably. So yeah, what are your thoughts? The price of this right now? Not too pricey. In fact, all the SARs aren't even that pricey. So, if I could just quickly go in the bushes just a little bit more, like so, you can now see what his visuals were like. And he can see everything. Look at that. And that aim sight, well, got a nice bit of red. Not super flashy, not super in your face. Obviously, when in the shade, it's not going to be super noticeable. But if I could stand out here a little bit more, get a good look at this. And here we are. Alright, so feel free to comment below what your thoughts are. It's a perfectly fine look of design. It goes hiss. But now, let's move on and showcase the next SAR skin. You've had a successful trip in the cave. You got a whole bunch of stone. You're going to go upgrade your base. Going to get a good look at that jungle building skin. So let's hop to it. Let's get home. Let's get home nice and safe. No issues, no worries. Can you see him? Yep, I'm sure you can now. You could see that neck from quite a while away, I'm sure. But did you even notice the red wrappings? Let's just pull back a bit here. From just a bit of a distance, you hardly even notice it. But yeah, that is the ruined SAR. Let's move the sun around just to get a better visual. So here we are. Nice light green option. I do believe as of now this is our most expensive green SAR that we have in the game. Observe. Do you like? Are you impressed? Did you even spot them that quickly? Because again, like the first 2 or 3 seconds, he's probably shot you first and he's just got all your stone now. But yeah, let's just quickly take control. Oh, did you think they had to duck? Did they have to hide in cover? No, they're just standing there. It's ridiculous how effective green clothing and armor can be in the jungle. So, what was his light view? Well, they could see everything, bud. They could see everything. No issues, no worries. If I could just move the sun around as well. There you go. Let's just get a better visual for this design. Nice little inspection. So what are your thoughts? What if I did this again, but you now know exactly where to look? So if I could just put the sun back where it was, just about there. If I could make this like reasonably quick. Same amounts of movement. I move along. I'm out. Got to adjust to the sun, my eyes. Right, there we go. That's all nice. That's all good. But yeah, look at how effective that is. It's madness, isn't it? Well, that's jungle camouflage. Isn't it impressive? And well, out of all those SARs, which one has impressed you the most? Feel free to comment below. Because now, I do believe we're going to start showcasing the AK-47s. Time for AK-47s. Now, in this particular instance, I thought, you know what? With the release of the Jungle update, there was an extra special Jungle DLC that was introduced. There was like a pack of special item skins, and in that, there was an AK. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and showcase that as well? But where are they? Feel free to pause and challenge yourself. But what I'll do now is I'll just move the sun around. Perhaps you might notice them now. Can you see them? Well, let's go ahead and try and find out where they are. Because I can inform you that they're just over to here. Yep, over there. Right, let's just pick up the pace, and well, up here we go. So yes, in this particular instance, I'll be showcasing my ever so lovely looking skins with a full set of Forest Raiders. That only set you back about almost $500 as of now. In the future, it'll probably be a lot more expensive. Feel free to comment below how much it costs then. But yes, get a good look at this jungle-themed AK-47. If I could just move the sun around, get a good look at the sheen, perhaps. Come on, son, don't be scared. You can still move around, right? There you go. And there you are. Nice and shiny. It does have a bit of green to it. I think we could agree with that, but it's not mostly green. But I thought, you know what, at the very least, some people will probably be curious enough to ask. So I thought ahead, and, well, here we are. Right then, so should I take control? Maybe it's for the best I avoid doing that. But at the very least, that was the POV with this view. He could see you perfectly fine. Did you manage to see him fast enough? Well, you know, might have been a little bit too late there. Might have been just a little bit too late. So that shall now go ahead and showcase the next AK-47 skin. Alright, we're on the move again, so let's just get round this rock. I want to get home nice and safe, all in one piece. I should be right. I got nothing to be concerned about, right? Well, did you notice him fast enough? Holding this Elite Crate AK-47. Yes, it is mostly dark green with a little bit of orange coloration. Could you even notice it that easily? If I could just quickly go back over to here. See how just a bit of a distance away, it's now really hard to notice it? And if you go stand in a bush or this plant here with the orange flowers, I mean, it kind of helps. So yeah, this AK wasn't even that expensive, and yet it does kind of pair up quite nicely. You could also consider, you know, maybe looking at the Elite Crate clothing and armor options as well. There's no kilt, but, you know, just use like a cell kit or a fish road sign pants. You should be right. So, yeah, okay. If I could just move the sun around as well a little bit. Let's go all the way around this side. Come on, son, don't be scared. Move it, move it, move it. But yeah, in the shade, just as helpful, just as beneficial. And you might be wondering, okay, well, can we, you know, move a little bit? So let's just take control. I've got some movement. Everything's all right. And if I was a little bit scared, I'd just duck, go a little bit behind here. Because he could see everything perfectly fine. And a minute ago, you know, he was just like standing out like that. Now if I could go back a little bit here, you know, only that leaf on the left of his shoulder there. Now, what was his point of view? Well, we could take a look. He could see everything. As you walked around that rock right there, they could see everything. And if we could just go in third person again, they could see everything. But could you see them? Could you see them fast enough? So as I move back a fair bit there, is it super obvious where they are? It's a little bit hard, isn't it? And now we're basically back at the starting point. I guess there's a reason why it costs almost $500, that clothing armor set. But did you think the AK paired up quite nicely with it? Feel free to comment below. Looks like we finally made it to the river, so let's just get over there, go for a quick swim, get to the other side, and surely we'll be safe, right? Well, if you could just zoom in over there, you might notice a certain naughty individual is lying in wait. And they're not even hiding. Yeah, they're near a plant or two, but it's like... well, that doesn't seem very fair. So we could just quickly snap back. And if I could just move the sun around. Yeah, maybe you might be able to notice them now, but how quick would you have noticed them? It's a little bit ridiculous, the Forest Raiders. Yep. So why don't we go over there and see what they could see? And, well, I'm holding this tier 3 AK-47. Get a good look at that. Mostly green. It does have those doodles on the side, but the aim sight for a $1 skin, I think a lot of people would appreciate that. The red stands out ever so nicely amongst all that green. I think a lot of people could like this AK47. What do you reckon? Wasn't too expensive, very affordable, very approachable. And if we could just quickly look at this in third person. Just to repeat, as you can see, they were not hiding amongst the plants or the trees, just basically standing in front of them. And by default, you'd sit there and say this tier 3 AK doesn't seem to match up quite nicely with the, Forest Raiders green. Did it really matter? Like, I could probably go ahead and take control of this guy and we could quickly test some things out. So, like, what would you want to do? Like, go over here, hide in the bushes? Oh, yeah, now we'll be able to notice the difference between my AK-47 and my clothing and armour now. Yeah, so I'll be totally fine. Yeah, I don't think people are going to be concerned. Honestly, I'm kind of under the impression that maybe all the green AKs are probably a perfectly fine solution. If you want to spend more for a cooler looking skin, then by all means, please yourself. But if we could just quickly stand over to here, and if I could just take control again. So yeah, just standing out in the open, just across the other side. Yeah, there's a bit of a distance, but it's pretty maddening. It's pretty maddening. So yeah, what are your thoughts in regards to the tier 3 AK? Feel free to comment below. And why don't we go ahead and showcase the next skin? I can see normal trees. I'm almost out of this evil, horrible jungle biome. I could be free. I could be free. No. Sorry. Reverse, reverse, reverse. Did you happen to spot them? Well, they're just over here. And in this particular instance, we'll be showcasing the Divine Bloom AK-47. So as we said a little bit earlier, it was an Easter 2025 skin being accepted in April 2025. It didn't get that many sales by 2025 standards. About 8,500 subscribers isn't too much. But of course, the theory was that with the Ruin AK being bought out a lot, almost going up to $9, people were most likely looking for an alternative option, an alternative green AK-47 that was light green. And well, what we have right here probably could be considered a nice option, but after showcasing some green AKs already, what are your thoughts? Well, first of all, let's just go ahead and take control of this guy. Does he really need to put that much more of an effort in? Duck, move around, maybe go in the shade a little bit more. Yeah, no one can see me, but he probably can't see much of anybody else either. So, if we could just move back over to here where they were positioned, what's their point of view? Well, they could see basically everything perfectly fine. And the useful aim sight here, black, well, looking at shaded parts, maybe not super helpful, but when the light's like the opposite side, so we could go over to here, it seems to be reasonably helpful. There you go. I aim down, should be alright. And then we'll just take a quick look at this. So yeah, it was pushing up to $5 at one point, but I do believe that was mainly a buyout. Could it slowly rise up in price as time goes on, with people thinking that this is probably the best light green option? Or maybe people will just stick with some of the other green AKs we've already showcased. Your opinion matters, feel free to comment below. But yeah, as of now, it has gone back down to about $1.50. We'll see what happens next. Alright, we're on the move. Just running through all the plants, all the trees. Hopefully nobody naughty is out there waiting to pounce. Well, I'm quite literally walking in front of them. So here we have the Sunken Treasure AK-47. A fairly old skin, came out a good few years ago. Darker green, bit rusty, bit worn out. Probably not the most beautiful design. But in terms of usefulness, well, you tell me. What do you reckon? Now, like, what did you expect from them? If I could just move quite far back here, maybe I'll take control real quickly. Should they have, like, what, maybe gone in the bushes here? Should they have maybe gone right near where the tree is? Big plant? I'll be honest with you, you could just stand here and it's pretty much perfectly fine, perfectly effective. He's green. He doesn't need to try any harder. So, alright, cool, understood. What is his point of view, though? Well, he has a nice, useful red aim sight right here. He could see you running along. Not sure how quick you were to spot him. But yeah, you could look at that pattern design there. Looking pretty. What are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. And why don't we go ahead and showcase the next skin? Trekking through the trees, stumping all the plants. Let's go get ourselves some sweet, delicious loot. But was it safe? I'm sure he could spot it this time. Yep, he's just over here. And what is he holding in his hands? Well, that happens to be a military camo AK-47. A more worn out design. It is fairly old, but do you like it? It is actually starting to pick up in terms of rising up in price as of recent. A fairly older skin with only so many skins in circulation. Well, I guess it's a pretty interesting thing to consider investing into. Some people might just be buying it out though. So if you're watching this in the future, you can tell me how did it turn out. As of now, not insanely pricey, but it's one of the pricier ones. So, okay, perfectly fine look at design. And if we could just quickly pull back a fair bit, what do you think? Maybe he could, like, hid behind the tree. Yeah, doesn't want to be in the sunlight. He lives here now. You can't see me. Good, anyway, let's get moving back over to here. Let's go stand in the limelight, and now let's go ahead and see what their view was like. So from over there, they could basically see everything. There is the aim sight. It is a standard black aim sight, as you can see. Here's the design. Very worn out here as well. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you like the design? Would you like to use it yourself? Feel free to comment below. And with that, shall we now go ahead and showcase the fish AK47? Running along the shore of the river, looking out for some crocodiles, trying to get some leather, get some sweet, delicious meat, but you got to keep an eye out for those ferocious beasts that lurk along the waterside, the dreaded fish people with their fish AK47s. Yes, it is the fish AR. Get a good look at that. Yes, it's a bit goofy in design, but I mean, come on now, look at all of it. And of course I had to wear the full fish collection for the fish AK. So yeah, a very nice dark green and yet somewhat shiny AK-47. I'm sure a lot of people have been appreciating this ever since it came out a good few years back. Now if I could just quickly take control of myself, see what it looks like when I move around. He's a sneaky one, this one. Move very slowly to figure out where you are, follow you along. Hiding all the reeds, hiding some of the plants as well. You're looking to hunt some crocodiles, but he's looking to hunt you. Right, anyway, so we could quickly hop back over here just to show you what the view looked like. Yeah, not sure if it's super easy to notice them, but with what they have here, there is an aim sight that looks like it's a standard metallic design, but there is a bit of white to it. Not sure if that's super noticeable, but at the end of the day, it's just basically metallic. So yeah, fish AK, much more like pricier option as of now. In the future, it might be more, it might be less. Feel free to comment below, but do you like it? Are you a fan? Do you like the fish collection as a whole? Love to hear it. And with that, shall we move on and showcase the final skin for this video. And for our last skin, we'll be showcasing the Ruin AK47. But can you spot them? Can you see them? I wonder where they're lurking. I wonder where they're hiding. Well, we probably have been rolling on for a bit too long for this video, so let's just go straight to him right over there. So yes, as you can see, the Ruin AK47 in all its glory. Now, you know, much like with the SAR, it does have some red wrapping, but come on now, did you even like notice it? Let's just pull back a fair bit, and well, there you go. Can you still see it? I'm having doubts. So yes, pushing up to $9, and who knows what price it reaches up to in the future. A very nice light green option. It's been appreciated in the past, and it's being appreciated right now with the jungle update. Feel free to comment below your thoughts. Did you already own it before we had this update come out? And if we could just quickly pull back, let's just, you know, move around a little bit, because, you know, why not? I should just basically dance by now. It was a nice idea in theory, but now I haven't got the gun out. Come on, we're here to showcase this. Right, so I hope the video is nice and insightful. I hope we've got a good look at all the skins, and I hope, you know, you were impressed. Like, do you like all this green camouflage? Maybe not in game, because you've got to deal with all of that, but when you're wearing it, oh, maybe it's a little bit different. Now, if we could just quickly take control, and yep, they're just basically out in the open field. Plenty of plants. All I have to do is just stand still. I could see you, especially with my useful red aim sight. Get a good look at the pattern design here. And will we see more Ruin skins being produced and accepted potentially in the future? We'll see what happens there. But if you are from the future, tell me. Right then, so shall we wrap this up? Let's hop out of here and, you know, finish off this video. So, in conclusion, if I could just refer back to the jungle camouflage skin showcase, so of course primitive clothing and armor, and of course core pieces, so tier 2, tier 3 hoodie, pants and jackets. After doing the lovely showcases and whatnot, I basically came to the conclusion for that where, yes, the pricey skins are very, very effective as green camouflage in the jungle, but even the cheap stuff was like perfectly fine, perfectly valid, very effective. So now in reference to the weapon skins, I'm kind of getting the same feeling. Like, I have to ask you very honestly, did you even notice most of the time what skins I was actually using? Like, I was a bit worried in regards to certain imperfections, like, there you go, Bird of Luck. There's a little bit more colour to it. It's not just green. Didn't really make that much of a difference, did it? There was some red wrappings in certain skins as well. Didn't make that much of a difference, did it? So, honestly, just get yourself a nice, reasonably okay, cool-looking green camouflage set, pair it up with a decent green-looking weapon, and I think you're going to be pretty okay. I hope the selection of skins was a perfectly fine amount. Like, of course, I didn't look at every single green weapon skin that we have in this game, but the variety should basically showcase that. So as long as you're in a decent spot, decent bit of shade, got some decent green clothing and armor on, you're going to probably be A-okay. You're going to probably be alright. You don't probably need to fuss too much in regards to considering buying a more expensive skin. Rather, you just need anything that's reasonably green and you're probably okay. Now, of course, you want to buy a skin to flex, then yeah, it'll probably be perfectly fine. But if you're just looking for something that's to be, if you want something that's just going to be nice and effective and pair up quite nicely with your clothing and armor, you probably don't need to spend $9, or rather $8 in this particular instance. Should point out I have recorded this over the course of 2 days now. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Asked it again, didn't I? Must have said it about 10 times in this video. But your opinions are valid. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And we'll just see how this progresses from here and now. Because as time goes on, especially during the summer of 2025, if the player count stays reasonably okay, if we do see a nice boost as we roll into June, July, August, alright, yeah, maybe those skins might go up in price a fair bit more. Maybe I've introduced you to the idea of something you might want to consider investing into. But yeah, we need that boost. And I think kids around the world, they'll probably be having some time off from school soon enough. Obviously in North America, I do believe it's mainly around June. Europe, I think it's mainly, July, August. I don't know, you can tell me if you want. But yeah, we should be seeing a nice surge in player count soon. And maybe all those people might perhaps want to watch this video. Get a good insight in regards to what clothing and armor works nicely in the jungle, what weapons work nicely in the jungle. If you're one of them, hey, thank you for watching. Right then, so that's that. I really do hope the video is reasonably concise. I hope it was still, a little bit fun, a little bit enjoyable. I know I kept saying, alright, let's pause, can you spot them? I hope that was enjoyable. And with this video, I also wanted to test out recording in 1440p. I hope you noticed this was in 1440p. Well, go back and watch all that footage again and in higher detail. Let's hope it worked out nicely. But again, hope it was insightful. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you look at skins in a different way now. If it'll be cost effective, it works. It's fine. Cool. With that, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you all later and enjoy your summertime.